Attention, please.
Attention. Do I have everybody's attention now? Burn it down!
This is the In My House Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Finally, The Rock has come back home.
ScottyVia brings you your new favorite pro wrestling podcast.
There is nothing you could do that is more dangerous than wrestling CM Punk.
He's got the latest in covering all of the major promotions in professional wrestling.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.
Breaking news and hot topics, he's covering everything from Monday night till Sunday night's main event.
I'm the hottest thing in professional wrestling. I'm Dr. Britt Baker.
And we never forget to go old school.
I was rowdy before rowdy was cool.
From the golden era
The irresistible force meeting the immovable object.
to the attitude era.
And if you're not done with that, then he's got 2 words for you.
To the revolution.
It's about the 14 years it took me to go from undesirable to un-goddamn deniable.
And everything in between. This is your pro wrestling podcast. This is In My House.
Give me a hell yeah.
Welcome to my house, baby, take control.
Welcome everyone to the In My House Pro Wrestling Podcast. Fellas, we are back. We are high and flying. ScottyVia, Monday Night Mike, and UK Tom. It's the In My House Pro Wrestling Podcast. Guys. I don't know if you can feel it. I'm very excited for this week. The Rumble is this weekend. We're on the road to WrestleMania. We're on the road to the Rumble. It was a fun little Monday Night Raw last night. I'm excited for SmackDown. I'm excited for everything that's happening in the pro wrestling world right now, to be honest with you. GCW was fun. AEW had a hell of a show that nobody watched on Saturday. Guys, we're doing all right. We're doing really, really good. Dude, I know you chuckle there, Tom, but I saw the ratings. 250,000 people watched Collision on Saturday. That's not good. That is not good.
250?
It's the AWA.
Hey,
I think that show's fine to kick off to maybe get some more viewers. That show was well received. So I think that could bring a couple of viewers back to Dynamite and Collision. But we'll get into that when AEW does something to spark our interest here. But
Can you remember when AEW was in the discussion of maybe competing rating wise with WWE, and now they're competing rating wise with us?
Hey! Ooh, ooh. UK Tom on the board.
oh man, yeah, just a rough go for those guys.
Good for us.
Yeah, we're doing real well.
I mean, to be fair, if we got 250,000 listeners, I think I'd shit my pants.
Oh, could you imagine? Hey, everybody, don't forget to hit that
Very
share
good.
button. Hit that share button, everybody.
And then Twitter just goes back and sees all the episodes that didn't change from Paralegal Mike. Like, fuck these guys.
Fuck Twitter.
Cancel this podcast.
That actually came up today at work with one of my coworkers. You came up, Mike, in topic of conversation. My one coworker's like, he's a paralegal, right? And he knows the deal. And I'm like, oh yeah. And then the new coworker that's only been around a couple months is like, you do a wrestling podcast with a paralegal? I'm like, yeah, not anymore.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then I had to explain why. So how it came about.
Oh,
It lives on, baby. It lives
Yep.
on. We're going back to it. I think the smoke is cleared.
You think so?
No, we're
not quite yet.
still not okay with using that.
Not quite yet.
ScottyVia dropped that. Pretty heavy. You can't use it anymore.
I'm
okay,
excited.
Dad.
Keep your sleeves on. You're fine. We're gonna get into the Rumble here in a minute, but I do want to take us back to Monday Night Raw this week, and it was a fine show, go home show for the Rumble, which I thought they did a good job of giving us a lot of wrestling on this go home show. Usually these go home shows in the past leading up to a big pay-per-view have kind of just been some smaller matches that don't have a lot of feud or investment, and then a lot of promos and backstage and whatnot. I feel like we got some great wrestling on Monday Night Raw. By the way, quick side note, big shout out to JD McDonough of the Judgment Day.
We watched a man die.
If you haven't seen it, and I'm sure all of you have, what it is, and I see moonsault off the second rope.
Acai
moonsault off the second rope into the outside, lands on a War Raider, but hits the new very hard, very solid announce table that doesn't budge or break. By the way, guys, stop doing table spots on that thing. It looks bad. But JD McDonough's head snapped back, and we've come to find out he's announced that he's got broken ribs and a punctured lung. And this was within the first 3 or 4 minutes of the match, and that match went over 10 minutes. Dude's still doing moonsaults, flips, taking brutal kicks to the back with broken ribs and a punctured lung. JD McDonough, hats off to you. Very much well-earned respect, and heal up, brother, because god damn, you're a champion.
I wonder if this will be the end of those announce tables already. If they'll just
probably not.
I don't think it'll take much. If somebody else gets hurt, they'll be gone.
They spent a lot of money on them, and they don't budge or break. And we're still seeing the table spots every week. So
what good are they for wrestling shows if they don't budge or break?
To me, I'm fine with keep the table, but just if you're going to do table spots, pull out a table from underneath or do something like that. Other than that,
pull out a door. I'm a GCW guy now.
If the table's not going to break, why do a table spot? It looks ass.
I agree. We're in a table spot transition phase with the Fed. So let's just give it a few weeks. They'll figure it out. But I do want to get to the quote unquote main event of Monday Night Raw, because that caught everyone's attention. It was the Monday Night Raw was in Atlanta, and that's the hometown of the greatest pro wrestler on the planet right now, the WWE World Champion, Cody Rhodes, American Nightmare.
I thought you were talking about Goldberg.
Oh, I love Goldberg. I can't wait for him to come back. One more run, Goldberg.
Well, Bret Hart's no longer listening to our pod. That's
cool.
cool.
Damn it, Scott.
Fuck.
But
the Hitman loves the In My House Pro Wrestling podcast until then.
He was just about to be like, yeah, I'll come on. I don't do podcasts anymore, but I'll come on. So we got Cody out there, and after eating a haluva kick, an accidental haluva kick by Sami Zayn.
Which he was fine.
And
anyone's fine after taking a haluva kick.
Cody sold it like there was no tomorrow.
That one looked pretty good. Cody oversold it and ruined the moment, but it was pretty good.
Come on. That's not true. It was a hell of a haluva kick. It was a hell of a sell job.
That 5 times fast.
His jacket was awful. His jacket was terrible.
The American Nightmare jacket?
Awful.
You guys are all getting one for Christmas. Kidding me? You can't cut the sleeves off it either.
Burning it live on the pod.
So we got
continue on.
Yeah, we got Cody coming out and talking after he's recovered from a hellacious haluva kick. Talking about
fucking 55 minutes for some reason.
Hey, it's on Netflix, baby. We got time. We got
No,
all
we
the
don't.
time in the world.
It's Monday night. I want to go to bed.
All the time in the world to sell properly. Sell, and sell some more. But Cody eventually gets on the mic, starts hyping up the ladder match with Kevin Owens, and then CM Punk comes out, and these guys go back and forth. These guys cutting promos, which I don't think they're not heel promos to me. I think they were realistic, quote unquote, realistic babyface promos where they took jabs at each other. Cody talking about he's won the Rumble. He's main evented WrestleMania, saying he's now the best in the world. He's bypassed CM Punk. CM Punk's no longer the best in the world. Punk calling him on it. I knew this promo worked when you guys were texting about it in the group chat. I knew it worked. For me, I wasn't sure where it was going. I loved it because I'm a Cody guy. I liked what they were saying. I like when they get more serious and real. And I like when Cody stands up for himself against a guy like Punk, who realistically Punk would eat him alive in a real quote unquote truth bomb promo, right? They did the job. They didn't have to take any shitty jabs at AEW or anything else. They talked about their WWE careers. And I think they planted a lot of seeds to make people think we may be seeing Punk and Cody Rhodes in one of the main events of WrestleMania. Tom, what'd you think?
I like the fact that the hometown Cody crowd shit all over him as soon as a real superstar came out.
Disagree.
That was great. The promo was fantastic. Cody and Punk did a great job. I loved the little jabs at each other, and I also liked that they didn't rely on the easy win of having digs at AEW, like you said. I would be interested to see them go again and Punk really let loose and just eat that motherfucker alive. That would be very entertaining. What do you think, Mike?
I like the promo. I don't like my WrestleMania match to be face versus face.
Oh no, one of them has to be heel.
Yeah, it has to happen. And I mean, in this case, it better be Punk. I know the thought in the group chat from our very own UK Tom was Cody heel.
Gotta be Cody.
That ain't happening.
I think it's happening after. I don't think it's happening for Mania. I'm thinking it's happening after Mania.
But that would make him the baby face in that match, I'd say.
Yes.
Yeah. So Punk would be the heel? Good.
No.
I just don't want to see. I don't want to see face versus face at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I don't.
I want one of them to go heel for Mania, but at Mania, I think we get face versus face, and then Cody turns after.
I don't know why I have a feeling like this got a lot of people talking, right? Like, to have a promo. I think a Mania main event night should be Cena and Punk. And I know it's probably not. I know, but.
Ew. Why?
I think with it just being aligned, don't kid yourself. You both love that Money in the Bank match.
Yeah, but that was 15 years ago.
Sure, and I don't think Punk's necessarily a fucking stud either right now in the ring.
I didn't say he was.
Yeah, like I think that the billing of that match is like suited for WrestleMania. I do. Like, I mean, I don't know if I want to see Cody versus Punk as my WrestleMania main event.
Both Punk and Cena should be using this part of their career to work with people they've never worked with before.
Sure, but we got to throw that fucking man to the window. Like, you don't owe anything to anyone. Hunter's just making new fucking stars anyway without the rub.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like I think that's like becoming less of an important thing of like having to do it the old way. The Fed has now adopted like, we're going to do it our fucking way.
Wasn't that 50 years ago?
Yeah.
I don't think we're seeing a Cody heel turn anytime soon. I think the crowds are too into him. The kids are too into him right now. Kids are still showing up with his jacket on. They're cosplaying as Cody, and he's still selling a ton of merch. He's in the top of all athletes that Fanatics sells merchandise for. That's a big thing. I don't think we can turn Cody right away. You could try to turn Punk, and you'll still have guys like us that will still cheer for heel Punk because he'll do a very good job at it. And I don't think that's a bad idea either. I think you can go with that. I don't think we're getting a turn from either one of those guys if they do end up facing each other at Mania. I think we'll get some promos like we saw where they will get more aggressive and more quote personal shots and taking shots at each other. But I think at the end of the day, we'll get a match at Mania. And at the end of it, handshake, whoever the champion is afterwards, which I do think Punk should beat Cody if that's the case. Handshakes after, hand raise up, the guy that lost rolls out, and the guy that wins gets to celebrate. I think that's how that could play out if that's what we see.
What a shitty way to end WrestleMania.
I don't think so. I think it leaves people smiles on faces. I don't
want to see hugs and handshakes at the end of WrestleMania.
You got enough of that at WrestleMania 40.
Yeah, we got fucking Bruce Pritchard at WrestleMania 40.
Yeah, you got enough of
you could have stopped watching. You could have stopped watching before that came out. You could have just shut
the fuck up.
You could have stopped watching.
Also, can we make a point to the In My House Pod ScottyVia hates John Cena. Will you just admit that Cody Rhodes is John Cena?
Cody Rhodes is this generation's John
Generation's
Cena.
John Cena.
Absolutely,
Like
he is. He
Yeah.
100% is.
And they
Except
have
there's, I believe,
Oh yeah. Can't wait.
because he did
Joe
leave.
Hendry?
He went to join the cool kids in the Bullet Club, started AEW, and then came back. I believe there's a bit more of a cool factor for more people outside of the younger generation, where John Cena was strictly for kids. There is a
Cody
cool
Rhodes
factor.
is the least cool motherfucker I've ever seen.
That's an opinion.
Man's got a point.
But you can't
That's an
deny that
opinion.
that's the journey that he took, which is why I think a lot of people liked Cody. He was in Bullet Club. He was part of starting AEW. He was part of a pretty big run in Ring of Honor. And he went out and did it. He proved to the wrestling fans that he could go out and do it on his own and make his name bigger. And then he did that and came
No,
back.
he proved that to you, you fucking mark. No
He didn't
kid
prove it to
knows
me.
that fucking story. Like
No,
no
but
kid
for-
knows that fucking
No.
story.
I know that, but for guys our age or maybe even a touch younger, but for kids, he's just John Cena. He is their John Cena. And that's fine. John Cena.
I think to a lot of Fed fans who just watch the Fed, he is that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
He's a company guy they agree on. I think there's more guys our age who are getting behind the OTC again, stoking that fire the way I like it.
I mean, you can get behind the OTC and then he's gone after Mania and comes back at SummerSlam. Get behind
Amazing.
him all you want. You'll be waiting a while.
Okay.
I will. I'll wait.
So,
I'll wait forever.
For your argument of people a touch younger than you, Scott, I'm a touch younger than you, and I think he's a dick.
Boom. Fucking faced.
You're one person.
Either way, I mean, we're not
The-
running
the-
away from Cody from being in the main event.
The ratings
No, we're
prove
not.
that he's a draw. The houses show that he's a draw. I think everyone's saying, "Hey, thanks for the house, brother," to Cody every time he shows up.
I think they're saying it to WWE.
I also think they're saying it to WWE.
I got to caveat my Cody ranting.
Okay,
Cody in the ring, I am a fan of.
Cody Cutter.
He's not terrible.
Cody Cutter.
The worst
The
cutter
Cody-
in wrestling.
That is worse than Sidney Akeem's backflippy cutter thing.
Yeah, I hate the Cody cutter. I
Uh,
say it every time he does it.
Jealous because he can't do it.
My
I think
issue-
Cody has a great finish. He does have a great finish.
He does, yes.
Yeah.
Cody's over-rehearsed, stupid enunciation promos piss me the fuck off. And
will.
Mhm.
stop giving that man a mic.
I wouldn't go
For a
that
little.
far.
Just give us a break. Just give us a break for a little while. That's all I ask.
Yeah, but what if he
Also,
came
in
out
this
like
promo,
a-
guys, let's talk about being able to grab a person and turn them around.
Yeah, Punk missed
What a
on that
fucking
one.
nightmare and even Cody's like turn around too. I'm like, this is brutal. Come on, guys, you wrestle for a living. This promo's still good though.
Promo
It was a
was
great
very
promo. I forgot what we were talking about.
Do you think that this match will, let's say Punk doesn't win the Rumble and whoever wins the Rumble isn't going after Cody? We'll get into our picks in a bit. Do you think that it will be Punk and Cody at the Rumble? There's a lot of seeds planted at Mania, but there's a lot of seeds planted with CM Punk right now. He had a little face-to-face with Roman, and I believe it was before or right after Survivor Series. They went face-to-face somewhere around there.
That's not happening.
Plus,
The
Punk's got
deal
the
with
favor.
Paul E.
The favor is
Yeah.
out there, and now Punk's getting involved with Cody. There's a lot of options right now for CM Punk with big, heavy hitters. I think having a championship in there just makes it much more fun and intriguing because a solid run with Punk as champion up against these big, heavy hitters where Punk is like the old beat up veteran. It just intrigues me. I think it could be fun to watch him be almost an underdog world champion. But we get this moment, this promo, and has everybody talking. Are we going to get a payoff soon? Or is it just going to be, we'll plant that seed and we'll get to it when we get to it?
If it's not Mania, it's SummerSlam.
Yeah, I mean, I think when Punk came back, he said, "Put it in there that I get to fucking main event a WrestleMania."
People are
Like he can't go back and not.
I don't think that's the case.
For sure it is. He wants to knock off the one last thing. Win or lose at WrestleMania, he just wants to be at the end of the night. And
but
you got to assume he wants Sunday night.
But if it's contractually obligated that it has to happen, it's like he didn't fucking earn it.
It's pro wrestling. No one is earning anything, actually.
I am extremely aware how this works.
I find it very
But
weird
I mean,
that-
if he's coming back... Go ahead, Scotty.
I was just gonna. I find it super weird that would have to be in a contract for him to sign it. To be like, oh, and you better. I'm not signing this unless I'm guaranteed a WrestleMania main event. I just find that weird. Like I don't know wrestlers' contracts at all, but I've never heard that reported in any of the dirt sheets of any other wrestler ever. So it'd be wild to me that it was
outside of having creative control. What's the difference?
Which that is a form of creative control, isn't it?
Yeah, get me there. I just want to be on that night. I don't care who the fuck it is, but knock that one off my list.
My wild guess is that they've got a deal, obviously the contract, whatever it is, and then there's a handshake deal on we'll get you your main event.
Sure, and the Fed, that means nothing. Vince McMahon loves a handshake deal. He loved it. Hunter picked that up too. He's like, I'll shake his hand. Doesn't mean shit. I got my other hand, fingers are crossed.
And I believe he was supposed to be in night one of the main event of last year against Seth. I believe that was the original plan. So
probably would have been the better spot for it.
Yeah.
I think Punk's like, they've given all these like outs, you know? It's like a writing out to say like, this isn't working or people aren't buying it. So we can lean into Roman or we can do this. I think it'd be great. Like, Punk should have a big name, and it's like obviously Cody's the face of the fucking company. Like, as much as we shit on him, yeah, he's the guy. But in a world where I want Dwayne to enter the Royal Rumble and shock everyone, but to fuck over Punk and it be Dwayne and Punk, for Dwayne fucking doing the WrestleMania over him in the main event in the pipe bomb. Like, there's stuff where it's like you can put CM Punk damn near with anyone at this point. You just want to make sure it ends at night, which in this case I think will be Saturday, because the champion's always going to be on fucking Sunday. And John Cena ain't winning the Rumble.
No.
If John Cena wins the Rumble, I got major fucking issues with WWE.
If John was around in the last couple of weeks since the Netflix deal to really start hyping it up, I'd start believing it more. And that his promo on the Netflix debut had me thinking, like, fuck, are they gonna give it to him? It's John Cena.
I think we all had that thought. Like, what the
we haven't seen him since, so I think he's gonna have a solid run in the Rumble. But yeah, Punk's in the Rumble. If Punk isn't winning, the person that eliminates him is going to get a lot of heat. There's going to be a lot of boos. So whoever it is has to be very strategically placed to be the guy to take all that heat and run with it. So I'm very curious to see how that all plays out in the Rumble. Should we get into the Rumble?
Tom's got the best thinking face. Either that or he's just irritated. I'll take both, actually. Second initiative creative here at the My Pro Wrestling Podcast. UK, Tom. But yes, let's get into the Royal Rumble. That is a thing people are excited for.
Yeah. Tom had tweeted in the group or text in the group chat what the order that he thought the Rumble would be in, and I think it's perfect. So let's start off with the Women's Rumble. Tom thinks it's going to open. I think it's the same thing. The only way I see it not opening is if the ladder match opens and Cody loses, then Cody's in the Rumble. I don't want that to happen.
If that happens, I'm not watching WWE. I'm done.
Canceling Netflix.
Man, I love this, Tom.
Canceling Netflix.
Agree. No.
I don't want to see that either.
Cody ain't gonna lose. Cody's not gonna lose the ladder match.
Even from a kayfabe point of view, if you put somebody who's lost a ladder match earlier in the night in the Rumble and they win, you've buried fucking everybody.
Yeah. And any potential story you're leading up to the Rumble with, I agree.
Yeah. I agree too.
Although when KO loses, I want to see him go in the fucking Rumble. I'm all aboard the KO train right now, so like
what
make it happen.
Has been doing like the last, what is it, 6 months, Tom, since SummerSlam?
About that, yeah. I think.
What Kevin Owens has been doing is, for this generation of the Fed, this generation of a heel, is phenomenal. both him and Drew McIntyre are changing the game when it comes to WWE style heels. But we've got a decently stacked Royal Rumble for the women. They've announced that Charlotte Flair is going to be in it, which I was like, why wouldn't you just leave that as a surprise?
What the fuck happened to her face?
She's been hanging out with Carmella.
I thought it was Carmella. Until she spoke in that promo, I thought it was Carmella.
Huge pop. Pop of the night.
Jesus Christ.
She's had some work.
She didn't get that good. She didn't have that good. Not that Beyonce surgery.
It looks like she's had some work done while rehabbing. She's been gone for a year, around there. But you got Carmella in it.
Is she going to come back? Is Carmella in it?
Or sorry, Charlotte's in it. I think she's going to be a surprise. I think she's going to be a surprise, but she's not announced. Sorry, I got her confused with Charlotte.
I think Charlotte's winning.
I also think Charlotte's winning.
You guys are going with
Which
Charlotte?
Is why I, yeah.
Which
is why I think it wasn't a surprise that they didn't have her just show up.
Well, Becky's the surprise, right?
That's what I think. I think Becky's the surprise, and I think it comes down to both of them.
I think we're getting some hefty surprises this women.
Oh, I would think, what is it, 20 to be announced still?
Yeah.
It might even be more than that.
Yeah.
They did this last year, though, didn't they? And we didn't really get too much outside of Jordan Grace being the biggest one, and what was it, Summer Rae or something like that.
But for all of Triple H's faults, he does listen to somebody in WWE listens to the fans now. And one of the biggest complaints over the last couple of years is that the surprises in the Rumble haven't been fun outside of Jordan Grace.
Yeah.
So maybe
I would think I think Tom's girl, Sasha Slamovich, is a lock.
I
think it's a lock.
I think.
Go ahead, Tom.
I think we see Julia. I think we see Stephanie Vakir.
Oh, wow.
And we might see somebody else from NXT. I don't know.
I think we get a cool moment between Jordan Grace and Masha Slamovich in the Rumble. Get that face off, get that TNA crowd going again.
That's what happened last year with Jordan and Naomi.
Right? So
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, I'm going Charlotte Flair too. I just have this feeling it's going to be her and Tiffany Stratton at Mania. I've been hearing a lot of talk on Busted Open and on seeing it on Twitter. I don't know if I'm super sold on that yet, but I think Tiffany can work up to Charlotte. But if Tiffany's having an off night or Charlotte's having an off night, I don't think it's going to mesh well. So I'm a little bit worried about that. But looks like we're all going Charlotte on this one, fellas. Mike, what do we got next?
What was the order Tom picked?
I think it's two out of three falls next.
So DIY, awful tag name still, and Motor City Machine Guns in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Actually has potential to steal the fucking show.
Yeah.
It really does.
It's one of those ones where
unfortunately DIY is not going to win.
The guns are.
I think so too. They're push them to the moon. I think Motor City Machine Guns are going to get it.
When Tom,
a nice thing over the.
So good.
A nice thing over the last couple of weeks is the actual effort they've put into the SmackDown tag team division, and the matches are slowly getting over. So.
And we're getting a tag team title match on a pay-per-view, which rarely happens these days. So that's a nice testament to, all right, you guys worked your way up, especially with DIY, like getting themselves over as heels. They weren't getting any reaction, heel or face, for a very long time, but the heel work seems to be working out pretty well. I'm with you guys, Motor City Machine Guns. You can get that nice pop for those guys, and they can become 2-time WWE champions. In my opinion, it should be the first time they're winning the title, but that's just me. But seeing those guys on a big stage, and I think it's kind of a nod to the Motor City Machine Guns, as you guys aren't rookies, you aren't young kids, you guys have been grinding for a long time. You've earned this spot. So congrats, you're on the run.
I think they were smart to put workers on the card, especially on Netflix, where you want to see some fucking wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, here is some goddamn wrestling. I'm really excited for that match. Like, this is something that could be a great feud moving forward with these teams, where you're delivering just high quality wrestling matches. Maybe not best, like, on mic work, but when they're in the ring, I think it's special.
Well, DIY's history in 2 out of 3 Falls matches as well with the revival, and this is going to be good.
It'll be really good. I think the crowd might be a little bit down because they'll have just finished watching a Rumble match. But don't let that take away from the actual match, because this match is going to go
2 out of 3 falls, right? You
Yeah.
can pick them back up, I think, with doing that.
And there'll be a 45-minute break between the winner of the Rumble and the entrances of the next match.
Got to get those Peacock commercials in. It's ladder match time,
Next up.
boys. WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Kevin Owens versus the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Ladder match, World Championships. Both belts are hanging up at the top, which I'm not going to lie, I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
Just have one of the
That's my
championships.
That's my guys. My boys.
Are you guys torn on this one?
Hugely.
Who doesn't want, I mean, speak for Tom right now, but fuck Cody Rhodes. I'd love nothing more than KO to win this match. I don't like, okay, so I think my big question is Cody wins, because I mean, I think the right move is they're going to move Cody to Mania. What do we do with Kevin? And I don't want it to be Scott's plan because it's fucking brutal.
Whoa.
Yeah. Like, I don't want Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn again. I don't.
That's just
I
wild
really,
to me.
really don't.
Why wouldn't you want a great wrestling match? Which is what they would give us. They would give us an insanely great, hard-hitting wrestling match.
Again, maybe you could do it because they're looking at the new audience, right?
Yeah.
I'm not liking it because I'm like, you fucking done this. You do this with these guys.
I would very much like the match. I'm not interested in the build.
That's fair. That's fair. I'll give you that. I still think the build would be great. I think the match would be great if it happened. But let's get back to KO and Cody Rhodes. I'm very torn because they could easily have Kevin Owens winning this. And then Cody's got to go through the Elimination Chamber, or he's not in a main event, or maybe he's dealing with The Rock. I personally think as of Monday night, Rock's out. Rock's not involved in Mania anymore. I don't think they cut that Cody and Punk promo if Rock's involved. That could easily change next Monday, but that's just how I feel.
Or changes on the fucking Rumble if his music hits and he's in the goddamn Rumble.
We'll get to the Rumble in a second.
He's not in the Rumble.
We'll get to the Rumble in a second. I'm going with Cody Rhodes retaining in a fantastic ladder match.
I really hope so. I really want them to kill each other. You're gonna do a ladder match, let's do it. Like,
I think they will.
I put my faith into KO. Cody, on the other hand.
See, you watch one GCW show and now you want these crazy bumps.
Dude, I'm cutting the sleeves off all my shirts because I'm a GCW fan.
Are you guys going Cody or Kevin?
I'm going Cody.
I was going Kevin until Shawn Michaels physical at Saturday night's main event.
So
now I'm going Cody.
You're going Cody. All right. We're going to zip right along into the men's Royal Rumble, which we believe will be the main event. There's a lot of heavy hitters. Seth even said it on Monday Night Raw. This is probably one of the most star-studded Royal Rumbles ever in a very long time. I'm going with my pick that I've had since after SummerSlam. I'm going with CM Punk. That's my pick. I think CM Punk is winning the Rumble. A lot of thinking going on. A lot of thinking over there.
I am also CM Punk.
Tom's got
especially after that promo.
Pepsi Phil. Come on, Mike. You got tattoos now. You can pick Pepsi Phil too. He's struggling real hard. He's struggling real hard right now. Punk is a very good choice. Roman is also an insanely good choice.
Yes.
You could get Cody and Roman 3, which I know a lot of people don't want. I want that at SummerSlam, if I'm being honest. I don't want that at Mania.
I don't want that at all. I don't want that ever again.
I want the rubber match because they've each won one. And now that
Roman wins again and the tribal chief reigns supreme.
And it's boring for another 4 years.
No. We'll get
disagree. I disagree. But I just feel like the pushing of Punk to win the what irritates me. But yeah, I'm gonna also go CM Punk. Fuck's sake.
Man,
It kills me because like I don't like when you're building it and building it up. Like now I want to see him lose. Like I'm just that way. I'm just a shithead.
but it's also that
Or they
way.
put him in every
specifically-
fucking promo in every story. Of course.
It's specifically for the Rumble. We don't ever want to know who's probably the odds-on favorite. And us as smart fans or smart marks, whatever you want to fucking call us, we're sniffing that out because it's kind of a little bit blatant to us, right? Rumble time, we don't want that. I think they're doing an okay job of saying, hey, there's a lot of guys here. It could be anybody, but we know that 2 or 3 that it really, really could be. And every sign leads to Punk right now. I'd be blown away if it wasn't Punk. If it's John Cena, wow. If it's Roman, I'm like, all right, cool. It makes sense. I want to ask one quick question before we go. Do we see Brock Lesnar return at the Royal Rumble?
Oh, I don't think so.
I'm saying yes.
Wow. Wow.
I'm not saying he's in the Royal Rumble match. I'm saying at some point we see an appearance by Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble.
Why do you say this? Did Bustin' Open tell you to say it?
It didn't actually, and I'm about a day and a half behind. No, I listening to Paulie, he even dropped very subtle references close to Brock Lesnar, talking about being the one behind the one true tribal chief. I with Brock and Roman and Punk all being Heyman guys, and there's this favor that's involved. I think Brock comes into that somehow to get Punk further to whatever his goal is going to be.
I mean, you make sense there. Yeah, I mean, I'm there too. And quickly, I mean, we got 2 minutes left. I'm more curious. Everyone's got to pick a surprise entrant for the men's Rumble.
Did I just say mine? Did I just say Brock?
Oh yeah.
I'll say
I'm
Brock.
gonna run with Brock. I'm with you, Tom. I think Joe Henry for sure it's a lock. Lock it in.
Are we doing that for points?
Let's hear how that pop is on the. Is that bonus points?
We're all the same, so it would split.
Nah, because then the women's we'd have to dig back in. But I think Joe Henry, now it's the time. Like, how much do people care still?
Yeah.
Judged by that Rumble pop, right? Like,
I'm gonna go Matt Cardona.
You went Brock Lesnar.
I'm doing two.
Fuck off. I'm doing two.
Well, you guys went Joe Henry, and I'm not gonna lie, completely forgot about like outsiders like that. I was
Joe
thinking
Henry was the guy.
Yeah. Guys,
Joe Henry still wrestling?
Let us know your picks, your winners for the Royal Rumble this Saturday on Netflix here in Canada. Hit us up on the socials at In My House Pod. We're always active and chatting on there, so let us know who you got for the Royal Rumble. Guys, it's been a fun one. It flew by. Thanks for checking out the show. We'll be back next week talking everything Royal Rumble. For Monday Night Mike, for UK Tom, I'm ScottyVia. This has been the In My House Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Bitch.
Welcome to my house. Play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go out. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. It's my house. Yowie wowie.